Hey guys, problem with your drones. Right, I've took this one off. This one nearest the top, this rubber bridle, do not touch that. That's fine, don't touch it. Why the block is this little reed here, it should be vibrating. It's obviously stuck down. For some reason it's stuck down, so this rubber ring here, the one nearest the end, you can just bring it up, slide it up just a little bit, half a millimetre at a time, and the idea is I don't know whether you can see that there, see that little gap? There's got to be a gap there of about, I'd say that's about a millimetre, wants to be about a millimetre. You can get a piece of tissue and very gently, in case it's got wet, you can slide that underneath. You can slide that underneath. I don't know whether you can see it. I'll show you in a minute. You can slide it underneath the reed. I don't know whether you're getting that. Slide it underneath the reed there, and just make sure that's. Just make sure there's nothing wet, but don't leave little bits of tissue underneath. And you should be able to blow it and get that. I think this is out the base, so that's quite low. It might be higher than that. Don't worry, as long as you get, when you blow that, it's not going click, it's just not choking. You can also get hold of the reed itself and very gently just lift it up. Give it a few little twangs. Whether you can see that. Just lift it up. Just lift up and down a few times. But what you've got to see is you've got to see a gap. If you move this bridle too far up, it'll play, but it'll blow his guts out. Loads of air will escape through that, and although the reed might sound and the drone might sound, it might take too much air. If that's the case, you've got to slowly slide that back down that way. Again, just little bits at a time. Just slide it down until you can, you can blow it, but it's not choking. So I hope that helps. But sometimes they get waterlogged. There's a lot of water on here, a lot of from his blowing and stuff, it gets wet and then it sticks this little plastic reed down. So just make sure it's dry, and just as I say, normally if they're choking, it's just these bridles here, one just pushing that way a millimetre or two. If you get, sometimes not even that, sometimes just tiny little amounts. You don't want to slide it up too much. And as I say, this one here, don't touch that. Don't touch that at all. That holds the top of the reed base, so don't touch that one. It's that one there. But when he gets back, I'll have to have a look, because these things, when they're set, as long as they're dry, and each time you played, you can take them out and you can just leave them out to air dry, because if they are wet, it tends to stick the reed, and once it's stuck down with saliva and stuff, it doesn't vibrate. So you take them out. But again, if you've got it moving, if you moved it a little bit, just lift that up, just give it a good tweak. You lift it up about 3 or 4 millimeters and let it twang back, and then you should get, I don't know whether you can see that, you can get a little gap there, like that. I'd say that's about a millimetre, 1.5 millimetres, something like that. And you should be able to blow it quite hard, and you just hear it sound all the time. If you blow it and it goes and you just, it's just sticking, just move this way, slide it towards the wooden drone just a little bit at a time, and just make sure this isn't wet under there. And I hope that helps, and I hope you do alright with your busking, roofers. Just play 2 drones, don't have to do 3, just get 2, just get your base drone and your other drone working, one of your tenor drones. You don't have to have 3 working, and worst case scenario, you can just have one of your tenors or just your base working if all comes to all. Or failing that, if you know anybody in the locality that's a piper, or there's a bagpipe shop in the area, pop in and see how you go. I don't know whether you've got any spare drones. I mean, if you had those easy drones that you had when you first came and they were working okay, you can always fit them in. Make sure you put the longer base drone in the base one and the two shorter, slightly shorter tenor ones in the tenor stocks, and make sure this is all seated in as well. This has got to be firm. Make sure that's hemmed in there and pressed in. And if you have any more problems, just give us a shout. Bye now. Good luck.